Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. This one will be quick because I'm headed to the airport. Today's message, along the lines of don't skip the process. Don't skip the process of joy. Nope, I didn't say pain. No, I didn't say failure. Don't skip the process of joy. Joy is one of those things that we sometimes take for granted because when it's happening, we don't recognize it as abnormal. We don't recognize it as out of the norm, and so it's regular and commonplace sometimes, and we overlook the process to getting to it. Do you really understand that getting to joy is a process? Now, people will argue whether joy or happiness are the same thing, and if they're not, what produces one? Happiness is situational. Joy comes from the source, big source upstairs. Joy comes from the source. That's the argument. Whether it comes from the source or not, even if I believe, and I do, that joy is something that's predicated on my connection to the source, which is why the situational things can't impact my joy, there's a process for it. Even if you don't have a faith and you just believe that your joy is innate, understand that the process of joy comes from not joy. The moments that you didn't have joy make you, one, understand what joy is, and two, appreciate it just a little bit more. And so it's important to go back and ask yourself, what was the process to get me to this feeling of joy? And the reason that it's important is because you want to then ask yourself, how can I get back to more moments of joy than not joy? So when I started to realize that there were things in my life that brought me what my friend Heidi Yoakum calls complete joy, or she calls it, what's the word she uses? Oh my God, I just lost the word. If I get it, I'll bring it back to you. When she talks about that thing that brings you the joy that you can't even explain, that you don't ever want to leave you, whatever it is, the reason you ought to figure out the process for it is so that you can have it more and more and more and over and over and over. One of the things that I realized was the process of joy was gratitude and not focusing only on the trauma that brought the pain. So when I realized that, the things that aren't joy, I spend less time feeding it. I spend less time focused on, oh, woe is me, and I spend more time saying, wow, this happened, but man, today this happened, and what an amazing life I get to live. I don't spend nearly as much time feeding what hasn't gone right as I do feeding what has. And what I realize is that process of understanding and dissecting the moments of joy has led me to really walking through the process so that I can replicate it over and over and over again. So today I just want to encourage you, stop and start to figure out your process of joy. We all know what it means to go through our processes of pain. We talk about mountaintop experiences, but do we really understand that it's the climbing the mountain that gives us the joy at the top? It's understanding that every claw that you took led you to the apex of that mountain, so that when you're standing up and you're feeling victorious and jubilant, it's because every single claw was a part of the process of joy. And not every claw was bad. Some of the claws was a claw of success, or a claw of happiness, or some of them was a claw of a full heart. Some of them was a claw of connection to other people. But whatever it was while you were climbing the mountain, it is the climb that makes you feel so joyful at the apex. I'm the amazing T Street, but you know what? There's absolutely positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. So today, whatever you do, don't skip the process of joy and don't take it for granted. Have an amazing day.